Hey, what's happening, everybody? I'm Taff. This is the County Choir YouTube channel, and where I do my weekly word, I also do the odd little blog here and there about some sort of pressing subject, whether it be the world of football, whether it be Newport County or whatever. I want to discuss the group that I technically am the leader of. I don't like to say that I'm in charge of anybody. We're not that kind of group. I'm not that kind of person. I'm not. I don't. I don't run a dictatorship. I'm just like the somewhat leader of our particular group. Like I say, we are the County Choir, and the reason I'm recording this video is because this season we've been taking quite a lot of knocks from people. By saying that, whether it's because they feel our chants are cringy, whether they feel our name doesn't do us any justice, or whether people feel as though we're a clique, or whatever we do for the club isn't enough, or we shouldn't be doing so much, or whether we're, like I say, we're too quiet. That's the worst one I think I've heard this season, honestly. We're too quiet. I find it quite fresh, really, that people will mock us for being quiet, yet make no contribution to making an atmosphere at all themselves. Our three most used chants are the Disco Land, the Hey Jude parody, and just your bog standard Amber Army. They're the three most used chants, and those three chants have been sung along with many of occasions in full voice in the Hazel Stand. So there goes the cringy chants thing. People who are saying that we're too quiet, well, why ain't you joining in with these chants? These are the ones that have been around for the last 5 years solid, and obviously some, for many years previous to that. We do try using some of the older school chants, which have been called on, but people still don't join in with them. We've been trying to introduce new, fresher chants, things that have been used by ultra groups across Europe, being introduced into the UK teams and on the terraces across the country. But still, all of our chants are cringy, apparently. We're too quiet, apparently. And County Choir, the name doesn't do us any justice. Well, people don't like our name. The reason we named ourselves the County Choir, well, we never ever did, really. It was something that was tagged. We were tagged as the County Choir, nicknamed by the message board pretty much, and it's just gone on from there, really. It became something of a household name. I suppose we sort of adopted it as an unofficial tag while we were in the shed over Spitty Park, but then when it came to creating a supporter group, that came from my days as being a board member of the Supporters Trust. I put together a fundraising subcommittee, and the leadership of that board decided that they wanted to disband that committee due to it not being useful enough. Well, in my opinion, it wasn't getting supported enough, but I don't want to go into that. What's done is done. We created our group, and I feel as though it's been a success ever since we did that. County Choir being the obvious name, because all the people of that subcommittee were people who were dubbed as members of the County Choir. We thought by creating a group, we could move things forward as far as the atmosphere and the ground are concerned. Start doing our own fundraising for our own flags, and the upkeep of a drum, upgrade the drum, get a better one, which we have done. We've introduced many flags. And we've obviously raised money for the club. We contributed to the Joe Pigott loan, which the Supporters Partnership contributed to as a whole. We have also supported functions such as the Hall of Fame night, and the last one that was done anyway. And it's just a lot of other things. We volunteered for the club as well, and we contributed an awful lot. We managed to raise £1,000 for the takeover. So I feel as though we do our bit for the club, we do our bit for the fans, we help out as much as we can. Anybody ever needs anything, they can come to us. The County Choir name, I suppose one criticism is that it makes it seem as though we're a clique of mates, and we're separate to the rest of the support. That's not true, unfortunately. Anyone who does believe in that. What is true is that we have always worked with an open door policy. Anyone's welcome, and a lot of our newest members will obviously vouch for that, because all they've done is approach us. How can I get involved? Because we have been calling out for people to get involved. How can I get involved? Easy. You've just got yourself involved. You've messaged us and told us you want to be involved, and all of a sudden you're involved. You can come and join our group that we got on Facebook, where we discuss everything, all of our new ideas, and everything else gets discussed within that group. Any criticisms we get, we put into that group and work on how we can improve things. So if you want to if people who want to get involved can get involved, but with our name as the County Choir, it does seem as though we're a clique. So I will accept some type of responsibility with that, but we are planning on changing the name to something that will make us appear more inclusive. So then anybody that's held back from getting involved in the past doesn't need to do that anymore. And I say we will be making a bit of a big deal about this when the time comes to speak about it. But basically, obviously, my rant on Facebook on the weekend, if anybody saw it, was basically down to the fact that all of the criticisms that I've listed is things I've been hearing through this season. And I know it's been a bit of a bad season, but the atmosphere has gone. Unfortunately, regardless of whether we play well or not, there is no atmosphere in Rodney Parade anymore. It's something we were proud of. We used, obviously on the banter groups, oh yeah, you come to Rodney Parade, we're the latest home fans you'll come to, and we had a cause to back that up with. Unfortunately, we don't anymore. When we travel away, we don't seem as loud. We do have some good, we do have some good games when we go away. It's so much better when we go away than what it is at home. But we've still fallen short. Our away support hasn't been as good as it should be. 500 and something to Bristol Rovers when we sold out a 1,300 allocation, 2 years before that. Just goes to show, how much of a step backwards as far as the support has taken. But then the atmosphere has gone as well. Everything just seems to be going at the moment. It is demoralising, to be honest with you, especially the kind of group that we are. Obviously we want the atmosphere back. People say, well, the players are not playing well enough, the players ain't getting the fans going. Alright, yeah, that's a fair comment. In my opinion, it works both ways. When the fans get laid, the players get going. When the players play well, the fans get going. Why does it have to be completely down to the players to create something to make us get laid? We're supporters, ain't we? We support them, we encourage. We can create an atmosphere to encourage the players. If they don't respond to that, then yeah, I do understand how it's more in on the side of the players to play well for us, because we're the fans. They're the ones with the responsibility because they're the ones on the pitch. But I can't see why people can't look at it in the way I'm trying to say now, that when we get laid to encourage them, it may push them, it may get more out of them. So if we want them to play better, sing for them, encourage, don't get on their backs like a lot of our fans do. Start singing for them, start encouraging them, and what if it works? The season we went up, I'll always say that the atmosphere created home and away by our fans was a big thing. It played a big part in it. Hereford away, the atmosphere was the best I've ever known, and that final goal, I think people who watch these blogs of mine regularly would have heard me say on a couple of occasions that the fans sucked that ball into that goal. We were behind that goal, and we sucked that ball in. As much as the ball was played over the top really well, and Robbie Wilmot took his chance really well. It just had that feel to it. Like the ball. We pushed the ball into the net at Grimsby. We brought it on at Wembley. The fans played their part that season. We played a big part in that promotion season. So it's all down to the atmosphere that we were able to create. So all I'm saying is people should try and join in to help make the noise a bit louder. That's all I'm saying. Maybe we might have got something more out of the players if we'd have taken the initiative. Maybe I'm talking complete and utter rubbish, and you can say that if you want. I don't care what people say about me. You know, if you want to say something about me, just all right, over my head. Who cares? When you're saying the stuff about the group, I suppose that's where I fall into a kind of a leader category. Is that I get very defensive of these lads. These lads give an awful lot to their club. They're doing a hell of a lot more than what a lot of people are willing to do, and I just don't like to see people criticise them. You know, it's as simple as that. So, yeah, that's basically it. County Choir, in a nutshell, is what we are, and what we want to become is a very large group of supporters making a hell of a lot of noise with a lot of flags. You know, a group that can't, you know, that won't be rivaled by many in our country. That's our end game. You know, an amazing atmosphere every game. You know, a better. Well, I can tell you now, right? The two things we focus on. First one, atmosphere. Of course, that's our part and parcel. Second one is attendance. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. We're on all them. Fan engagement. You know, trying to engage the community in Newport and our fans, you know, trying to relate to them the enjoyment we have, you know, following Newport County, so they should too. You know, the people who only come every now and again might urge them to come more often. People that don't come, they'll see our videos on YouTube. Oh, it looks great there. You know, I might give it a go. You never know what plays on people's minds. You know, and you know, when you got a football league on your doorstep, all you need is that little nudge, you know, to give it a go. That's all I needed for me to come over. And they look at me, I'm running one of the supporter groups. You know, I've been a board member of the Supporters Trust. You know, I'm on first name terms with all our board of directors. And that's just in 6 seasons. 6 seasons that I've been coming, and it's gone from turning up, not knowing what to expect, to what it is now. So there you go. You never know what's going to twist someone's arm into coming down and watching us play. And the fact that they're from Newport, it's Newport County, it's their hometown team, is something they can take pride in. So, like I say, you never know. That's what I'm saying. We just want a bit of backing, guys, you know? Just a bit of backing to do the best that we can, you know? And if people have got a criticism, try and do it constructively at least. At least offer us something we can work on instead of saying, oh, you're useless this year, you're quiet this year, you know, or your chants are so cringy. It's like, well, you listen to all our chants and it's nothing different to what other teams are doing. You know, we're not coming up with complete and utter garbage. I mean, I understand where, you know, a lot of people didn't like the Phil Collins stuff and the Bob Marley stuff. As much as we joined in with that, it wasn't stuff that we started off. It's just a bit of fun, you know, when you can't get the atmosphere up and no one else to sing along with you, you just go into singing anything and, you know, just to have a laugh and enjoy yourself, which is all we really do. We just enjoy our experience, you know, whether on the pitch is good or bad, we try to enjoy every game. Obviously, we can't get knocked for that, really, can we? And the fact that we're giving up time for the club all the time, you know, we're doing everything we can to do what we can, basically. Anyway, I could go on and on and on all night now, you know. I mean, what are we on now? I'm pushing 15 minutes talking about this group, you know. And all I'm doing is urging everybody to just give us a bit of support. That's all we need. It's just a bit of support rather than people getting on our backs. Yeah, if we're called the County Choir, who cares, you know. I mean, yeah, there is discussions on changing our name for a more inclusive feel, you know, and maybe something that's, you know, that basically we can sell the name a bit more, you know, give people a name that people want to be, I guess, how do I put it, a name that people are more likely to want to be involved with rather than County Choir. Maybe they don't like that name, County Choir. Maybe something like being called the Amber Army might be something they're more likely to want to be associated with. Well, hopefully, if we go ahead and change our name, then hopefully it works the way we want it to. If not, well, at least we tried something. Anyway, like I said, I could go on all night about it. I'm pushing 15 minutes now. That's 15 minutes you guys are never going to get back, so I do apologise for that. But anyway, support us. Don't get on our backs. We just want to do our best for the club, and that's it. Thanks, guys. Up the county.